Hey YouTube, we are back with another video, and today's video is going to be about the player who I believe right now is the story of the Ranked Royale, and one of the things that we were hoping to see from Ranked Royale, if you remember me talk about it early on, was maybe seeing a player that we weren't really used to come out and take advantage of the fact that Ranked is the qualifier and show that they have what it takes. So today we're going to be watching from Wahvey's perspective. We're going to see a couple games of Wahvey playing against Firstkiller and AYYJAYY, because Wahvey right now is set to be one of the 3 players directly invited. He is top 3 in North America, and I know what a lot of people think. A lot of people will see somebody, the top 3, and think that person's maybe picking and choosing the times that they queue, and they're making sure that they... Oh my goodness, that was nasty. We're going to watch that again real quick from Firstkiller's perspective because that was too good not to. But people might be thinking that Wahvey is specifically queuing at times that maybe he knows the other top players aren't on, so that he can farm points and keep himself in the top in order to qualify automatically. So I just wanted to show these replays today of Wahvey playing against Firstkiller and AYYJAYY, 2 players who I think people consider for fighting for that top spot, to show that Wahvey is playing solid all around. He is playing against these top players in Ranked and showing that he has what it takes. If you've been watching the channel, you might have seen Wahvey play against Moxie in a show match. He had to play 2 out of the 3 of those games on EU servers, plus it was Moxie, which is a tough matchup in the first place. So if you end up checking that out, it might not give you an idea of how Wahvey is playing. I figured we could take a look and see how he's playing against his North American brethren. It wouldn't be the first time that somebody from North America had some trouble handling the EU squad despite playing well in their own region. And right now he's up 2-1 on Firstkiller, and these 2 games were played within the last couple days. We're going to have him versus AYYJAYY, I believe, maybe the day of the recording, might even be the day before. It's Thursday right now, and Firstkiller was maybe a couple days ago. This game we're watching. 3-1 in favor of Wahvey. And let's get a look at how Wahvey likes to play, or how he ends up playing when he's winning. Because unfortunately, we did see what it looks like in close games where he's unable to take it. Right now, he has very little boost. Looking to stay on ball, and he is turning immediately back in field. I like that attitude from him. Instead of backing off, no matter the situation, he knows that if he stays relevant in the play, he might be able to get a freebie. Firstkiller not often going to be handing freebies like that away, but he does, and by staying aggressive on defense, maybe he's been able to take advantage of it. The wave dash kickoff is something that he is fully capable of doing, as he proves here. He does it to a better extent than Firstkiller, and runs the score up to 5-1. 5-1 for Wahvey now with 3 minutes left to go. Certainly enough time to come back. This time the wave dash kickoff for Firstkiller works out better. He goes underneath Wahvey, preventing the dash. But Wahvey gets an end result that's still very favorable. The ball in his corner. A bit of a flick that leaves something to be desired. Too much watching Moxie has made me pretty unimpressed with anything but absolute bangers of flicks. And that one wasn't good enough to get past first. Interesting take to the ground. Seemed like he was threatening the Musty there for a second. Instead, falls in front of the ball and looks to play the possession. 0 boost. How does Wahvey like to play on 0 boost? Well, we're not really going to get to find out. It's very quickly gets scored on. Firstkiller continues his attack, trying to make his way back. Kickoffs are important, and something that players who aren't at the upper echelon can have a really tough time handling the game. If you watch AYYJAYY stream, AYYJAYY has been streaming a lot recently, almost every night. After this bump, Wahvey should be able to score, making it 6-2. But AYYJAYY streams pretty much nightly, and he talks about how he thinks kickoffs are almost everything. I think he's at least slightly exaggerating, but it's very important to not just score kickoff goals, but gain possessions, and you can make it almost impossible on yourself if you don't figure that out. And that doesn't seem to be an issue for Wahvey. He's won his fair share of kickoffs. He did not win this one, though. Able to react to the flick on the goal line. Backing off onto the back wall after grabbing the boost. Firstkiller playing a bit of keep away. He wants to set up an attack with space, and Wahvey's not going to let him. Comes out to the midfield to Shadow. Air dribble bump from Firstkiller, and Wahvey escapes around it. Firstkiller going back to all reliable and still can't make his way through Wahvey's defense. Wahvey's been stuck playing out of his own half for so long. He's finally going to get to escape. No wall to air dribble. It denies the wall to air dribble. It talked about how players nowadays play almost any setup they're given. That was definitely a case where Wahvey elected to force it back down to the ground. Wahvey rolls the ball away to Firstkiller, who goes to the air once again and just wide. Firstkiller slamming it up the backboard. Wahvey has frustrated him, and the game is probably over with 30 seconds left to go. It seems like Firstkiller, has accepted that he lost as he slams the ball back into his back half. So Wahvey taking the first game against Firstkiller. He's not just holding his top 3 spot by playing nobodies, but we got a match against AJ coming up next. Wahvey and AJ, both players pushing hard to try and qualify for Ranked Royale. Both of them are currently in the top 11. As I've mentioned already, Wahvey in the top 3. AJ has spent a brief moment in top 3, but has fallen off and really has been all around the rankings. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's probably played some of the most games of anybody trying to qualify. I think he's been playing a lot of ranked ones, has enabled him to fall and rise a ton, but he still finds himself outside of the top 3. I think a little bit of that he at least attributes to playing some unranked. I think he feels like he plays a lot, or sorry, not unranked. Of course, all the games are unranked. On stream, I think he plays a bit better off stream. I couldn't tell you whether or not this match was played while AJ was streaming, but he has been able to tie the game. Kickoff win for him. Not able to convert. Does at least force Wahvey into the net, which means a 0 boost recovery. Not likely one to end AJ's possession. He is able to get corner boost this time. And AJ takes to the air off the bounce. Reset behind Wahvey. And AJ takes the lead. Slight offset kickoff. Did AJ go wave dash kickoff? Seemed like he was low to the ground on the opposite side of the ball. Starting immediately on offense for him. He does just fully back off, allows Wahvey to set up whatever he wants, and Wahvey denies the wall to air dribble again. And you love to see it. I mean, players that I've seen do this are not usually North American players. There are certainly players who deny the wall to air dribble, prefer to play off the ground. Rawas, honestly, famously one of the players who did that back when he was not quite as high as he is now in the ones game. I think he's currently peaking in a place where he does feel comfortable taking wall to air dribbles when they make sense. But he was certainly the most prominent person I can remember who would deny the wall to air dribbles. Drive up around him, chip him down to the ground, and just force the ground game like the ones days of old. And Wahvey is bringing that back. He's going to get a third goal. He does not want to mess around. I've seen him responding on Twitter to the updates of the leaderboard, talking about how he's doing his best to stay grinding and in the top 3. If you ask him, he would not be able to get away with just sitting on his rank. Somebody responded, I believe, to him on Twitter before, saying, Wahvey, you could just stop playing. You're in the top 3. You'd be just fine. An opinion that Wahvey does not share. He thinks he needs to continue to get games in and continue to get wins in order to keep his spot. I think he's probably right. Right now, it's up 4-2 on AJ. AJ collecting at the midfield. Wahvey really likes the close shadow is one thing that I've noticed from him so far. Not a terrible amount of early challenges, but a lot of fakes into close shadows. He doesn't back off to net very often, if ever, which is starting to become more and more extinct as the one meta shifts. Just rolls this one at AJ, who's not able to control it. 6-2. Still a ton of time left for AJ to fight his way back. Wave dash kickoff for Wahvey. AJ grabs boost, gets the demo, and sends the ball infield, which actually felt like it took away some of his options, but he's deciding to just play quick shots. I feel like AJ is not normally one to do that. He's usually one to control the ball and try and go for a dribble. Maybe gets a fortunate bounce off AJ. AJ couldn't stop the flick, which is crossbar and out. And AJ able to counterattack. So it's a minute 50 to make up 3. Wahvey seems to prefer his wave dash kickoff. I've seen him mix in a bit of everything, but like the one EU player he's played recently, seems to default to his wave dash. AJ thought he maybe saw an opening low on boost. He's able to take Wavey's back corner. So maybe operating on 0 carries AJ away. And that gives him just enough time to grab boost and then get himself killed. Now, AJ attacking on the ground directly at the net. Speedy dribble that he cannot mix up enough to trick Wahvey into missing. Wahvey, look at these dashes downfield. It would have been a really nice shot had he made it. Almost made something happen with very low boost, although I think he missed the midfield when he could have easily grabbed it. A couple pool noodle touches from both these guys as they barely get any movement, and AJ has had enough. He does not want to keep playing. 46 seconds left to go. It's about to be 7-3, and AJ thinks that that's too much, so he forfeits. So it just goes to show Wahvey is the real deal. He is holding his top spot in ranked 1v1, not just by farming people in the 70s through 100s. He is taking down players who are trying to take his spot from him. So give credit to Wahvey, and hopefully we get to see him in the ranked royale. I think we'll see him pretty much no matter what, whether he makes it in the top 3 auto qualification or if he just makes it in through the qualifier. I'm sure we'll see some Wahvey, and hopefully he can make waves.